In today's video, I want to show you how to knit the chevron rib stitch. As its name suggests, the texture that this stitch pattern produces is these lovely deep chevrons, and a bonus is that it is completely reversible, so the front looks the same as the back. That makes it ideal for projects like scarves or anything where you're wanting texture but you're really not wanting a right and wrong side. So without further ado, let's jump right in and start knitting this chevron rib stitch. The pattern multiple for chevron rib stitch is 12, so you just want to cast on in multiples of 12 and this stitch pattern will work. You can use whichever cast on method you like, it doesn't matter, the stitch pattern will still work. I like to use the long tail cast on, and in today's tutorial I'm just going to knit a small sample, so I'm going to go ahead and cast on 36 stitches. This stitch pattern is an 8-row repeat, so it's not an overly long pattern repeat to get to grips with, but as we are working in blocks of 12, we have a slightly longer pattern repeat, so it does help when you're doing your first few sets of repeats to have the written instructions in front of you. For those of you who are confident reading your stitches, then every even numbered row is just the mirror image of the odd numbered row, so you want to go ahead and knit the knits and purl the purls, but that's only if you're confident with your stitches. If not, then follow along with me and I will walk you through all 8 rows, including those even numbered rows. If it helps you, you can place stitch markers every 12 stitches to mark the beginning and end of your pattern repeat, or you can just count out loud as you work those stitches. So as I said, we have a 12 stitch pattern repeat, and for row 1, that is as follows. You want to purl the first 2 stitches. Knit the next 2 stitches, and then purl the next 2 stitches after that. So the first half of that 12 stitch repeat is nice and simple. Then the next stitch you want to knit 1, then purl the next 2 and knit the next 2. And then our 12th stitch is a purl. Just to go over that again, you would now go back to the beginning of that 12 stitch pattern and you would purl 2 stitches, knit 2 stitches and purl 2 stitches. Then you want to knit the next stitch, purl the next 2 stitches, knit the next 2 stitches, and the 12th stitch you want to purl. And you repeat those 12 stitches all the way until the end of the row. Row 2, as I said, if you're confident reading your stitches, you can just work the stitches as you find them. So the knit stitches you would knit and the purl stitches you would purl. But for those of you that want the 12 stitch pattern repeat, you work it as follows. You knit the first stitch and purl the next 2 stitches. Then you knit the next 2 stitches and purl the next stitch. Then knit the next 2, purl the 2 after that, and the last 2 stitches of that 12 stitch repeat are knit stitches. So once more for you, you want to knit 1, purl 2, knit 2, purl 1, knit 2, purl 2, and finish off the 12 stitches with a knit 2, and you repeat those 12 stitches all the way to the end of the row. For row 3, you want to work as follows. Purl 1, knit 2, purl 2, knit 3, and then purl 2, knit 2. And that's your 12 stitches. So just to recap it once more, it's purl 1, knit 2, purl 2, knit 3, and then purl 2, knit 2. And it's those 12 stitches you repeat all the way to the end of the row. Row 4, purl 2, knit 2, and then purl 3, knit 2, purl 2, and knit 1. One more time, purl 2, knit 2, purl 3, knit 2, purl 2, and then finish off with a knit 1. And you repeat that block of stitches until the end of the row, depending on how many repeats that you have left. Row 5, you want to start by knitting the first 2 stitches. Purl the next 2 after that. Knit the next 2 after that. Then purl 1, knit 2, purl 2, and knit 1. So one more time, that is knit 2, purl 2, knit 2, purl 1, and then knit 2, purl 2, and finish off with a knit 1. Repeat until the end of the row, and then we can move on to row 6. Row 6, you want to purl the first stitch, knit the next 2, and purl the 2 after that. Then you want to knit 1, purl the next 2, knit the next 2, and then the last 2 stitches of our block of 12 you want to purl. So once again, that's purl 1, knit 2, purl 2, knit 1, purl 2, knit 2, and finish off with a purl 2, and then go back to the block of 12 and start from the beginning and repeat those 12 stitches all the way until the end of your row. Row 7, you want to start by knitting the first stitch and then purling the next 2. Knit the next 2 and then purl the next 3. And then you want to work knit 2, purl 2, and that's your block of 12. So just to recap that block of 12 again, that is knit 1, purl 2, knit 2, purl 3, and then knit 2, purl 2. Then go back to the beginning of your 12 stitches and repeat those blocks of 12 all the way until the end of your row. Row 8, the final one in our 8-row pattern repeat, is as follows. You want to start by knitting the first 2 stitches and then purling the 2 after that. So that's knit 2, then purl 2. Then knit the next 3 stitches and purl the 2 stitches after that. Then knit the next 2 and finish your 12 stitch repeat with a purl 1. So one more time, that is knit 2, purl 2, knit 3, purl 2, knit 2, and then finish off with a purl 1. And then you go back to the beginning of your 12 stitches and work those blocks of 12 all the way to the end of your row. So that's your 8-row repeat. You would now go back to the beginning of that 8-row repeat and start again and work as many sets of 8 rows as you want. Now, if like me, you were looking at this first set of 8 rows and thinking, hang on, this looks absolutely nothing like a chevron, don't panic. You probably haven't gone wrong. It took my pattern 3 full repeats before it looked anything like a chevron. So trust the process. As long as you're working those stitches correctly, the chevron will magically appear after you've completed 3 or even 4 sets of 8 rows. Couple of tips for casting off. This pattern has no right and wrong side, so it really doesn't matter when you cast it off or which side you want to cast off. However, if like me, you have worked the long tail cast on, one side will have this smooth cast on ridge and the other side will look a little bit different. So if you want your pattern to match top and bottom, then cast off on an even numbered row. I always like to work a full set of 8 and cast off on row 8, but if you wanted to cast off at any other point in the project, then if you cast off on an even numbered row, your top and bottom will match. And that's how you knit the chevron rib stitch. I really hope you liked this tutorial and found it useful. If you have, I would love it if you'd give it a thumbs up. And if you're looking for another stitch pattern to try, then why not give the one that's on screen now a go? I think you'll like it just as much as this one. That's all from me for today, and I'll see you again for another video soon. Bye!